Well, since you decided to start without me, I'm going to have to stream your nonsense and tell you exactly what I think about all of you. You're all great people. But now on to the actual game itself. So Debbie is looking reasonable from the starting perspective. Starting dealer, double tone available. However, it looks like JPB's got the best starting hand of the lot, just based on a casual glance. Because that one's one from Tempai, by the look of it. He can actually close that, get that 4, so he's actually there. With a 3-sided weight as well to boot. Yes, and don't you forget it. Anyway, no additional East coming out for Debbie, which is hindering her hand a little bit. It's also a little disconnected at this point, but if she can get lucky closing a couple of those gaps. Hello, Draconis. No reason why it can't progress a little further than that. Draconis, since you're not in this game, can you just give me an FY if the other, if the room starts to fill up a little bit, and I'll join in. I'm currently not queued up in it at this stage, because I might as well comment on this game while it's going on in the process. I also badly need to update the league table. Thankfully, I can just go back through the histories and just grab them, even if I've lost the videos at this point. But yeah, so JPB is still trying to close off the weight. Opened him up potentially to an Epeiko 3-sided weight as well. Egan hasn't done anything ridiculous in his opening setup from the look of it. He's even keeping the lone middle tile, which is actually a sensible idea. Here's going to be Debbie's double tile at this point. Probably wants to cut the 1 free weight at this stage. Does. This is unusual. I know I called you all great people, but that doesn't mean you should suddenly start playing Mahjong well. Yeah, double tone, call everything with 2-sided weight. Absolutely. Opening himself up. Still got the Epeiko as a potential thing that's on there. Probably suggest getting rid of the 1 over the 7 just because it's like safer. Well, this is what I mean. It seems weird. It's all downhill from here. Good to hear it.
Gee.
Okay, Egan makes a call, which does not help his hand. There we go, Egan. You were exactly right. I haven't really gone too much into your analysis at this stage, but it doesn't look as if you've had a lot of luck. Okay, so Debbie needs to cut one of her pairs here, so cut the 2-dot. Yep. Okay, fine. You all started well. Before you got to about my 9th discard, I had no complaints about any of your hands. But yeah, should have cut the pair of 2s there at that point. Especially as you could have called the 1s or the 4s if they were played. And you can still call the... Actually, why didn't you call the 9 there? That put you Tempai.
Gee.
You see, it's the right sequence. Well, see, this is now going back a bit, but if you'd done this 3 turns ago, I think you'd have won by this stage. Yeah, so... Not quite in Tempai yet from JPB. Call that cut for 2. Yep. So that puts you in the 6-9 with 2 Dora. So it's actually a Mung in hand you've got at the moment, which is a good enough threat. But again, you could have probably been in it 3 or 4 turns earlier. With only 1 9 left and not a lot of 6s. Imagine that's going to be a draw. Well, as I say, it kind of took him out of Tempai, so... Also, you're expecting him to remember something that was about 7 minutes ago. Alright, got the last 9. So again, Mung in hand. Nothing to complain about from a dealer perspective. As I say, you could have just got there a little faster if you'd have sequenced better. But you got the win anyway. Yeah, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doesn't actually do anything for you unless you have the 7, 8, 9 as well. All that 1, 2, 3 meant is that you no longer had a winning hand. Alright, Debbie's got quite lucky here. She's got most of the sequence there, triplet of the 9s. It's actually a reasonably good hand. It's a little awkward in terms of what Yaku you can get. Possibly Itsu is a thing. And of course, you can always draw some middle tiles to help out around the 7 dot and the 5. So, unfortunately, she had to get rid of 2 norths, but it's, again, same logic with getting rid of bonus tiles. Once you've got rid of 1, you might as well get rid of a second. The second one doesn't help you out in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that helps the Itsu. So I'd be getting rid of the 1, 7 at this point. Well, at least a 1. 7 possibly, but only if you draw another Manzu. So Itsu 1 Dora. And if nothing else, he's got 3 sets already done. Just need the pair and obviously something to stick somewhere else. 3 man would still be a great draw here. 4 is useful. Get rid of the 1, so. Yep. Is Aiden going for a Kokushi from there? That's extremely ambitious. No, he's not going for a Kokushi from there. Okay, which is probably correct in fairness, but... Okay, so some hilarity is going to happen in about 5 minutes. Yep, but good draw there. Got your pair established. So if you can draw a 1 or a 3, you're on the Itsu Tenpai. Draw a 6, you're on a 2-man single weight. Well, 3-6, I mean. Or drawing number 5, you're in that same weight. Not a lot of value, so you'd have to reach for it, but... But Dora single weights can be a thing when you're a dealer, I suppose. East doesn't help. I'm assuming you're talking about your current hand, not the hand I'm looking at. Because remember, I'm talking about 5 minutes in your past, so... If you're listening to me, don't use my current comments as a guide for what you should be doing. I'm talking about 5 minutes ago, so a whole different hand.
Eat.
Okay, reach from JPB. So, debating the Khan here. She shouldn't be Khaning this, not at this position.
Khan.
Which is why I knew that would happen.
Dong.
And she deals in as an additional side consequence of that. 2 Urder as well. She'd, well, yeah, one of those she'd have got that thing, but yeah, it's fine. You can talk about 5 minutes ago if you want, sir. Okay, anything ridiculous looking at this? It happens, it happens. Let me just have a quick check, make sure that... yeah, we've got 2 in the lobby, none in the queue at this point. Yes, because the game forces that. It's so I don't get to see what everybody's doing and can make comments or, you know, if in an extreme case, watch the game you're currently playing, which you could do on an alternate connection. That's why there's a 5-minute delay, because almost certainly I'm going to be one game behind you. So I can't make that decision. But still, I'm going to make comments. Kyril looks like he's thinking about a Kokushi from there. And is thinking about a Kokushi from there. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a really ambitious lunge. I'm not saying it can't happen. It can, but it's unlikely from there. In fact, I think from just our perspective, we know it's impossible. But we'll see. He'd be much better off going for the Sozu Honitsu, which he might end up leaning into at a later point. It's always fun when you get hands that are that terrible. You have to kind of half-fold them and see what sticks.
Chi.
Meanwhile, JPB appears to be forcing a Chanter. Not much else you can do when your starting hand's that bad. You either go into the Kokushi and see what happens, but realistically, if you'd have kept trying for the Kokushi from there, it wouldn't have worked. Meanwhile, your Kokushi is immediately killed. But you're looking good for the half flush if you can get some pairs sorted out. So yeah, the problem JPB is going to have is he now needs to pair, and it's got to be a 1 so or a 9 so to do it. You can go into a single weight if he really wants to, but misclick in 5 minutes time. 22:38. There will be a misclick. Okay, so Debbie is looking good here. She's, in fact, just needs the pair, really. This is one of the downsides of... well, she got rid of a pair of 2s earlier on, which would be a problem. Jinshan Sanshikyu is a pretty good hand, but it's open as well, which does limit it. And it does... She's got 1 Dora. So here she's got Tenpai if she tosses the 3. Pinfu 2 Dora. And is staying concealed with it, which is interesting. I mean, she got the win. That's... I would have said Riichi there, but only because there was Kandor out. And I feel that that would have been enough of a reason to go for it. Whether you'd have got that win anyway is debatable, but you might have given up some free points there. Okay, what are we looking at here? Agen's looking okay. West isn't his wind, but he looks like a fairly quick hand if he can get some bits and pieces together. If he draws another red dragon, then that's a quick calling hand, and that's exactly what you want as a dealer. Meanwhile, JPB naturals his green dragons, which is always a nice place to be in, especially when you're down on points. Debbie, again, 1 Dora. Reasonable Pinfu hand by the look of it. He can get rid of his Wests really early, and I'm not sure I agree with that. Because he had other pairs in his hands and could have possibly leaned into the half flush more, I'd have probably been inclined to... Oh yeah, Dora as well. Yeah, I'd have been inclined to keep those. And that gives you the option of Toy. Yeah, I guess half flush wasn't really a thing either. I mean, maybe. I mean, this is the thing with Alien Wins. They'll be more useless than most other pairs you get, but I'd have still probably been inclined to keep them. Well, there was that as well. Although 7 pairs looks a little dodgy from there. He'd only have 4 now, and that's to be played optimally. Meanwhile, Debbie has called the 8s, which doesn't really help her. She's got a lot of 1s and 9s, so you don't really want to force yourself into something like a Tanyo if you can avoid it from here, because you've just got to get rid of 4 tiles to get to Tenpai at this point. One of them is potentially a self for a 10 trap as well, getting rid of 1 before needing the 4. Meanwhile, Kyral's hand is looking okay. 4 pairs. No Dora, but... plenty of options still. It's not necessarily going for 7 pairs or anything like that, but he can always get rid of a 9s later if he needs to. Okay, lose 7. So one possible correction that Debbie can do is going for a Sanshikyu, but she needs another 3 exact draws to do that. So going for the 1-2-3 sequence in each. Meanwhile, JPB has got himself 1 from Tenpai, with a potential Sanshikyu as well. If he can draw the 5 in either suit, that's a nice little hand there. Hatsu Sanshikyu with Dora. 2 Dora, actually. That's Mungan. That's Mungan, possibly Hanneman if he reaches. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say after the fact he could have gone for it, but he still wouldn't have been there. And that last pair is always the awkward one. He decides to go for 4-5-6. I disagree with this because I feel that he was on the Sanshikyu. I feel he's devalued his hand for not a lot of benefit there. I mean, a couple of sevens played are
Each.
definitely a safe tile. As he might be trying to play safe against somebody, but all right. What's Aegon reaching with? He's reaching with a Dora 2. But other than that, it's a reach 2 Dora hand. And JPB's now folding his Hatsus. Well, play the free. It's a risky discard in this situation, especially with Aegon's lack of dot discards. I mean, the bigger problem is though she doesn't actually have a Yaku yet, and he's got 2 loose tiles, one of which Aegon wants.
Dong.
Seeing all the hands means you can see the traps developing, and yeah. Well, Aegon picks up a win. It's not a bad win as it goes for a dealer, but could have been better. Alright, Debbie's on for 1 suit hand, maybe just an Itsu with bonus tiles. Aegon this time as dealer naturals the Hatsu, which is exactly what he wanted. The rest of the hand isn't too bad either as well, so there's that. Nothing too special from Chiral, normalish sort of starting hand, and from JPB about the same. Bit of distance to make up. So yeah, I'm thinking this is a Chinitsu calling hand at this point. If she can get the 2 dot early enough, absolutely. But alright, cut the 1. He's only 5,000 points behind the leader here, so Chinitsu is still a significant enough hand. She can add the Itsu in as well, plus Adora. It's potentially a Baiman. It's tempting to call this, but it does leave the 9 isolated, so not really advisable. And here I just get rid of a Sozu tiles at this point. Just maximizing options because it might end up being a Pinfu Itsu hand. And again, Pinfu Itsu, get rid of a 7. Gets rid of the 1 instead. I mean, with that kind of arrangement, the 2 is the only useful tile, so arguably doesn't make a difference on that. I'd still probably been inclined to get rid of a 7. And here I'd still get rid of 9-7. It's a closed thing that we needed. He gets rid of a 6 instead. Trading 1 closed for another. Guess it doesn't really make a difference. It's just that the other thing is the dots have been really expensive on this table at the moment. That, however, is a call. 4-5-6 if you want to keep going for it. If you want to be safe,
Chi.
does call, but calls the wrong sequence. At least for the Itsu. And then gets rid of the 1. Yeah, if you got rid of 4-5-6 there, you'd still been mostly unchanged and could have started trying to force the 1 suit hand. I mean, it's still half the game to go. It might have been a little dangerous to do, but I see myself forcing the full flush here every time if I can avoid it. And currently, it doesn't look as if anyone's doing anything. I mean, Aegon's just determined to get rid of his Manzi tiles. It's kind of silly how many Manzi tiles Aegon's been trying to get rid of. Okay, South should be the discard here, but it's still not a bonus tile for anybody except Chiral. Would give Chiral an extra draw, but then you don't mind that if you're trying to desperately finish a hand off. The problem is, with this, the way the hand's developed, he doesn't have a Yaku. Yeah, I mean, when we say forcing hands, you normally want to have a backup, but that one was mostly in Itsu anyway, so the backup was kind of already built in. It just felt like a free excuse to have a go for it. It's still East free. It's not as if you'd lose the game from dealing in at this point. The rest of the field has definitely gone quite slow. And as it is right now, it's just basically crawling to a not very valuable hand. Well, you did it twice here, but fine. However, for all your Manzu getting rid of, you haven't actually got the hand anywhere. Which is a shame for the dealer. Mind you, nobody seems to have got to Tenpai by this point. Free to go. So Debbie might pick up the draw just by that. See how lucky she gets here. Carol not calling. He wouldn't have been in Tenpai from it, so that makes sense, but depends how finished he thinks other people's hands are, I guess. But this is going to be a 4-player no-10, I think. Yep, 4-player no-10. Okay, new hand. So, what has the dealer got? Dealer's got a really nice starting hand. Two loose tiles, and that's pretty much it. That hand could be Tenpai by turn 3. Good opening draw, up the hand value. It's already Dora 4, sorry. Yeah, this is looking like Agen's. This is looking like Agen's. You cut the 7 dot there, sir. Okay, fine. Well, Agen's determined to throw away his good fortune. Meanwhile, how's everybody else doing? A little confused by the JPB getting rid of the 3 dot there, actually, on both occasions. I get following in. He actually 7 pairs, I see. Sorry, that's why I didn't notice that. He's 1 away from a 7 pairs Tenpai already. I'd still be looking to try and, yeah, swap it into possible Pinfu and other things as well. Especially if Bully Peiko's in. But Agen's just dismantled his hand here. Is the stream massively delayed for Eudraconis? Just going to do a test now. Well, actually, I'm going to do a test in the chat here. So, test now. I mean, I commented on Agen's silliness a few minutes ago, that's all. They are the best. But not if you're Agen, apparently. And then he gets rid of Dora tiles. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure I can do much about that, unfortunately, but... Well, Agen, you've done everything in your power to make this hand worthless. You are given absolute God's own luck with this hand. You were Tenpai basically by turn 4 if you had decided not to get rid of this silly little 6-7. In fact, yeah, you started going on the second discard.
Riichi. Chi.
And then you put yourself into a closed wait for a 7. Debbie, meanwhile, puts herself into not 10 and also no Dora, or Yaku, to speak of. Kyrol's naturaled the White Dragons and is in Tenpai. Doesn't Twitch also massively give you lower quality options? Well, I thought Twitch allowed you to do that by default, but I might be wrong. And ignore me while I talk to myself live. Yeah, I've only got a 1080p option. You can have options as an affiliate. Okay. Well, this is indeed true. But as I say, sometimes the Mahjong gods just will not abate. Look, we've chosen this person to win it. He will win it. He will win it. Stop trying to sabotage this. He will win it. Yeah, so what do I need for affiliate status? Let's just have a quick check on this, because I think I looked and just saw the ridiculousness of this. So I would need to do... Nope, that's not it. Where's the road to affiliates? There it is. No, that's Twitch views, where they come from, yada yada yada. Daryl's probably already going to post this before he gets to me, but you know. There we go. So I am an affiliate. Path to partner, I need an average of 75 viewers. I've not been on Twitch for ages. Yeah, so I am an affiliate, and apparently this should have given me the option, but yeah. Let me see if I can actually sort that out.
Come.
Is there carnage going on? There is. Although, in fairness, Cairo has Tempai and is actually looking in a kind of ridiculous hand there. Sorry, I've not been paying attention. I've been trying to find things. Nope, I actually need to be partners for that, apparently.
Chi.
Only busy channels get the quality options. This is true. Well, enough of that. You can hear the stream, the video isn't catching up.
Sumo.
That's a win, 6,400. And since we are now into... Sorry. As we are now to South 2, I'm actually going to queue up just to make sure I'm in there. I'm getting a random message, actually. That might be because I did a thing earlier. Oh, I know why. I can't watch it and be in the queue for this. Yeah, because I logged in to get to this queue. So I may have to cut this at South 2 and then just get into things. Or somebody's going to have to post the results as normal. I mean, I've got the queues here, but... I mean, it's Toito Dragon in the end, but... Because you need to qualify for one of the Yaku. I don't know which Yaku you're not qualifying for at this stage, but you're not qualifying for it. Rinshan Fordora would have been excellent, true, but sometimes you gotta live the Saki dream, this is true. But nobody likes you for winning with the Saki dream. Well, there's only two reasons it wouldn't let you win, Debbie. One, you didn't have a qualifying hand, or two, you're in for a 10. But we'll see. I imagine this hand's got to develop reasonably fast. Well, I say, it might be because you were for a 10. You might have discarded one of your winning tiles. Until I see what the hand actually finishes up as, I can't actually tell you. Because at this stage, it's looking fairly normalish. You have a triplet of the ones, which means you don't qualify for all runs. Which may be why, but...
Riichi.
Alright, so Aiken calls a reach here, and is on a 8 dot overweight. Looking at that, yeah. So 2 triplets there. Yeah, so if you don't take the reach here, then you don't have a Yaku. You don't have any legal winning hands. Yeah, there we go. So you're waiting on the 5-so, which is a wait, but it's not Pinfu. You don't have all runs. What you have here is 2 triplets, which doesn't actually provide a Yaku of any kind or description. Also, you have 1s in your hand, so that means you don't qualify for all simples, so no 1s or 9s. If you declared reach from here, you're doing fine. But if somebody discards a 5-so, you can't win off it. It's not a legal qualifying hand. It is if you self-draw it, because then you have Sula. But you have a triplet of terminals, so you have to go reach here. You know, if these were both sequences, you still wouldn't qualify because you need a 2-sided sequence for your last one to qualify for all runs. But, again... Yeah, the only reason it wouldn't let you win is because either you haven't done that. Yeah, this is what fluffed it. If you get rid of the 1s, you can potentially go into a Tanyo, but it's going to be a bit late, and I don't imagine you have enough draws left to finish it. But again, 1s will be safe, and you might still hit Tenpai if you get lucky enough here. Low Manzu or a 7. Pardon me. Low Manzu or a 7 in your last draw. I mean, you might as well call that, actually. Go 2 free, discard the 1. Yep. This is a legal hand, because you have no 1s or 9s in your hand. Therefore, you have Tanyo. Therefore, this would be fine. Okay, fine. That was a bit of an interesting ride, but yeah. 5,000 points for you. So yeah, if you have a fully concealed hand, it's always going to be a Yaku, but only if you draw the last tile. It's still fine for you to keep hands like that, because sometimes it just naturally develops that you can't get into a Yaku, but you can get to Tenpai. The important thing to differentiate is Tenpai is not a legal winning hand, usually. Yeah, that's why you have to normally declare reach. Yeah, so you want to be careful of triplets whenever you're building a hand like this. I mean, they're still useful things to have, don't get me wrong, they are. But unless you get 3 of them, they don't qualify for Yaku by themselves. So you need to go into one of the other Yakus. For example, the half flush, all simples, full flush, or a triplet of honor tiles. Those are what you're looking for if you randomly draw a triplet. Otherwise, you've got to be aware that you might not have a Yaku when you get to that final position, and then you have to clear Riichi. Yeah, if you got 3 triplets, it's a bit unusual to do that, but if you had 3 triplets, then that'd be fine. Yeah, free concealed triplets. So 3 triplets with no calls is a Yaku. Yeah, that's exactly it. If you're in the lead, it's still worth keeping because you get points in a draw. But equally, it's not worth reaching with because in that case, you were only winning on a 5, and who was going to play a 5? So it was so you were expecting nobody was going to discard it. You draw it, so therefore there's no point in declaring Riichi. And there's always a chance you can improve the hand, make it 2-sided before you reach first. Meanwhile, this hand's looking quite good for you actually. Middle Manzu gets you to 4 dot, or a middle Sozu gets you into Tenpai. Get rid of a 9. I mean, there's a few routes there. Nah, that's unfortunate. I'd still get rid of a 9 all the while out of that because it's still early. But unfortunate. You deal in and down to 3rd place. Also, I believe that's South 4, so I am probably going to have to keep half an eye on the other queue here, wait for that to end, and then I'm just going to have to jump into it. Which will involve closing this down and just going straight in. So, double turn. Actually, no, sorry, not double turn. Because, of course, this is a South round, so this East do nothing for you in this round, particularly. However, in spite of that, you have a reasonable hand for all triplets. So, this is the alternative to having triplets in your hand. If they are all triplets in pairs, Hagen's going to celebrate because he's finally got his win, hasn't he? I'm going to have to call that, and I'm going to have to... sorry. Close the thing. Open the thing. And sign up, because game is on. I have the score that's been recorded there. Aiden can go and retire on his laurels. Or he can come in here and lose. In fairness, he was being favoured quite heavily by the gods of luck, so we'll see how it goes from here. Well, let's see. Will his luck roll into game 2, or does it end here? So I have 1 door in the opening hand. I have reasonable bits and pieces, but quite a lot of stuff to get rid of before this really goes anywhere. To be fair, if you... Yeah, that's fair. If you didn't get Ron, then you did all you realistically could do in that game. Except possibly build the hands a little quicker, but I'm not going to go into details about fully analysing the game. I know I was kind of commenting on it in the background, but I wasn't doing proper full analysis, so I don't know whether you could have built faster. Yes, I'm playing. You need to mute here. I told you one of the tars I got, but I did just immediately discard it, so seems good. Although you might know I have a Dora. We'll see if he uses that to his advantage. So white and red have both been played. But since these are all so useless to me, I'm just going to get rid of those first before I get into these. And I'm signed up rewarded. So we can get a white dragon to end that. But the hand's not great. I mean, Toy White Dragon backup seems like our best bet. Especially if I can get a 7. Or going into 7 pairs 2-door will be fine as well. Alright, we'll get rid of an East. One's been played. Funnily enough, they did not play off this. Inevitably, most of the time, that is true. That's how it will work. 2 North's been played. That's not going to help us here. At least they didn't reach. Well, you're giving away 1,000 points, so, you know.
Gee.
But would it have made other people fold, is the question. So, Kyril probably going for a Tanyo hand here. I mean, he's sitting west. He's probably going for something reasonably quick and cheap. We are not going to go for any kind of calls at this stage. largely because I don't feel this hand's going to get anywhere. I might even decide to toss the ones and see if we can go for a Nageshi. Alright, fine. Nageshi was tempting, and I know I got rid of a Dora here, but we're 1 from 7 pairs. So...
G.
It's also probably our last chance to get rid of a 7 against this board, in all honesty. Egan's just deciding to toss Sozi like this. They've gone out of style, and that means that Kyrol is now very definitely in Tenpai. And he plays another Sozu.
G.
Egan. Oh, alright. I've got both. There's some slight blame on both sides here. Egan, why are you playing 4 Sozu on the bounce? Kyrol, why are you going into a naked weight? He's got 9, so he's definitely on the Chinitsu full flush here. And he's still playing Sozi tiles. Thank God. God darn you. I'm actually calming down here. I'm not actually going to take this. I'm just taking a couple of moments to... just stay out of this one. The problem is, it's a Chinitsu hand. It is an extremely valuable hand. It's definite Hanneman at this point. I mean, even if he's bluffing and he's on for an edge thing. It is a long shot. As I'm saying, it's a slight thing with Kyrol, but that's why I did check. I did check that he definitely had the 9, so he was definitely in the full flush territory, but strictly speaking, he could be half flush. I suppose JPP was going for it, but he was playing safe alongside that, so that was more sort of half folding to get around things. Well, okay, moving on. JPP still dealer. We're still in East 1. But yeah, if you give somebody 4 tiles from his suit, when after the second one, he's definitely doing that plan. Ah, jeez. Alright. I'm actually slightly more angry he didn't deal in, because that would have at least possibly taught him a lesson of some kind. But the fact is, he played 4 Sozi tiles in a row that Kyrol called, and then played a 5th Sozi. I should really have done that. Yeah, he's right. So as for the hand I've currently got, it's not bad. It's a little awkward to get into any form of Yaku at this point. With the pair of 1s, I mean 9 that was definitely there. Okay, triplet 7s. So this is kind of what I was talking about with Debbie a little earlier. Here I'm having to plan around Yakus a little bit. So I know that I'm unlikely to get some of my easy ones. So no 1s and 9s is difficult. I've got a pair of 1s already set up. The 9 might also be incorporated if I draw an 8. So I'm looking to reach with this, hopefully with a 2-sided weight. Hopefully if I draw the... if I get the 8 in there. If not, I'm going to have to toss the 9 and go elsewhere. Anyway, I'm not angry. I'm more exasperated at the experience than anything on this one. So still looking at Nageshi, which is fine.
Riichi.
Alright, Reach from Cairo. So we can play half. We can play safe against this, and I think we are. For discard one, we're going to play safe. So, do we think the 9's safe here? It depends whether I want to fold again at this point, and I'm not sure I do. Alright, that passed.
Home.
Ryan Baker's fine, although he was looking at a definite Hanneman against him. Oh, Pursuit Reach it is. Maybe 2. The 1 is probably a safe tile here, but we got the 4th white for the start at this point.
G.
Alright, all 3 of them are attacking. Good to know. Alright. We're going to get rid of our 1s here. We see a Fritz, a bit of a 2s, and I think we see another 2 out there, so we know these are safe unless they're going into single weights for them, which is unlikely with the other 1 there. So we're just going to let these 3 charge into each other and see what happens.
Dom.
Single weight on the Ipeco. So Riichi Ipeco 1 door for 5,200. It immediately starts with the west door. Okay. We're going to stop analysing Agen's game here, although we want to. We badly want to. I mean, the hand's fine. If I can get lucky and draw a 3 dot early enough, I can be in Tempai in less than 3 turns. North doesn't particularly help me, but again, Alien Wind, might as well keep hold of it until we know we don't need it. Two doesn't do anything, and we got rid of the 1 earlier, so we'll stick with that. Okay, 5's useful. So useful potential chain in the middle. Cairo calls Red Dragons. Doesn't look to be on any specific hand from there, so we'll just keep a rough eye on things. A dot. So here we'll get rid of the Alien Winds. This potentially opens up the 9s. We got the 3s as another pair as well, so we don't need 3 potential pairs. And North seems like the safest tile we can get rid of at this stage. There we go. Alright, so 1 from Tempai. Hopefully the 3 dots so we get a 2-sided, otherwise we're going to have to do a closed weight thing with this. It's also not particularly valuable anyway, so... And 2 3 dots have already gone, so that minimizes this weight a little bit. 7s are still mostly out, so... So we'll have to see. I think for the moment we toss the 5 dot. I mean, I'm not getting any help from anything else, and that kind of eliminates the 1 free drain anyway, so... Hatsu's still a potentially callable tile from somebody. I'll get rid of that last if we do.
Chi.
Onso is live and called. So I'm thinking here Sozu, Hatsu Sozu. Half flush potentially. He's had no Sozu discards. He called the 1, which seems like an unusual discard, unusual call unless he's in that sort of hand. So that's my theory on this. We're not getting rid of anything from this side onwards. Yeah, we're definitely not doing that. We have 9999 to just write us out, so we'll go with it. As always, when I try and discard to fold, nothing happens. Okay. So I reckon we read him right on that basis, but we'll see how... we actually won't see. Unless I try to go back and look at the video later. Alright, what do we got for this hand? Dragon, Dora, and East. Toss the 9, see what happens. But here we're probably looking to do a half flush here with the Sozi tiles. Especially if I can draw some more of them before the end here. Gonna pass the first one. Our hand's not too loose at this stage. I don't think we want this.
Home.
Which is why I went for the second one rather than the first one. Wait until it was forced upon me, and it was at that stage. So I feel if we're going to finish the hand, it's going to be a forced half flush. Especially as the discards just do not agree with me right now. If I draw nothing but 987 Sozi all the way through this, it is clearly a sign that somebody wants to be punished for something. I don't even know what. Now, see, that's a different matter entirely. The good news is we're not locked into the idea of just going for the Sozi half flush. We can, of course, just take a quick win here if the right tiles do develop for us. We, of course, do not want to get rid of this East under any circumstances because it is Fedora. Which does kind of limit what we can do elsewhere for the moment, but you never know. Something might come out of this. I have not drawn a single Sozi tile in the first 9. Shows that this was not the direction it wanted me to go. There.
Home.
Okay, Kara's calling up. So he's got something.
Home.
He's got a half flush. At least a half flush in that direction. Okay. 2 dots probably fine, so we'll get rid of that. So here, as you can see, we're kind of leaning towards just getting a finished hand with this. So 7 would be fine, but I've got a feeling we're just going to fold this one out. We know 1-2 are safe against him as well, so... oh, there we go. Alright, one more draw. 4-7 or the East, and we have Tenpai, which we will be keeping silent, of course. Alright, so all the ones are gone. All the threes are gone. Are they? No, actually, they may not be. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. Alright, well, that will fold here. Because he's on to specific things now.
Chi.
Yeah, that's my theory on this. We'll find out in a few turns, I'm sure. Does he need West? No. Or could he need West is more the question. So one more discard to go, and we've got our...
Long.
Well, this Aegon was punished in some way, shape, or form. We need somebody had that. Actually, we will. We know, Kyril. Alright, I'm going to discard the North Dora early, and unfortunately I've given JPB immediately Dora free. Just what I wanted to do as dealer. Not going to call. It's tempting to call now, but I haven't got things confirmed, so we will just play this out. So, Dora free, but no other Yaku established. So, you must be going for Hard Flush, Toy Toy, or something involving another bonus tile. We're going to have a 6 here, because this hand is flying, and he's off to the races if I can get the rest of this finished. Okay, one's not a bad draw there. Toss that, opening things up, allows us 5, 6, and 9. Get us somewhere close. There that is. We will go that way round with it. So I've got two two-sided weights potentially. 3, 6, 6, 9. Pair of Easts. Ooh. Yeah, 6, 9 tempo. We'll go with that. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking about things. I don't have pin 2, of course, because I made a call already. So, cheap win. Oh, can I change it to 8s and East? Is this greedy? With 2 9s gone, I don't think that's actually greedy. So we're now in 8 East. And potentially putting a double tone on top of this, so...
Riichi.
Don't want to play 7 against that, but
Long.
I'm in tempo and had to go for it. Oh, was that a close 7? That was not a close 7, actually. Okay, next hand. It actually looks okay. Still need that north finish. I do. Okay, this hand is looking kind of ridiculous. I say kinda. It's not. It actually only gets me as far as 2 for this stage. If I had the Sozu one as well, but so I'm north for Tempai. I mean, that opens it up, but I wouldn't get pinned to anyway, so I'm going to fold that. Take the north and go for the 5, 6 stealth weight. You see, now a 6 would be worth calling, actually. Yeah. Yeah, not have won there. And got points off the right person as well. Nah, well, I'm last dealer, and that means I've always got the comeback turns, so... we just play on until we get the win. We shall see. Will it continue to go well? We could if we wanted to. Although it's not a Jinitsu in sequence. It's discarding the Churin Poto in sequence. That's the real pro move. No, wait, it's the other thing. Carol's also gone AFK. Taking a huge commanding lead and just left.
Riichi.
Well, we'll take 1,000 points off of JPV and we'll take a small win off Aegon. Couple of thousand, and moving on. So mostly what we're doing here is just forcing the game around until we get to... forcing the game around until we become last dealer again, and then we'll just see if we can do a shenanigan-based rampage. Well, you're still miles in the lead. He's back in. What happened? This is a new hand. Yeah, you were disconnected a while, sir.
Home.
Alright, dealer attack. So we're going to 1-2-3 Sanchikyu on here. Potentially. Kind of the 4s. Now, I know I had a triplet there, but I don't feel it's what I'm doing with this hand at the moment. Not if I'm trying to go for value or trying to force things. Khan's helpful. Khan is helpful. Unfortunately, I'm still quite a way away from being able to do much with it. Yeah, I think we're going to have to try and be a little forceful here. And just try and get something to stick. It's also probably not going to be this hand. Yeah, we're not going to call that because it just doesn't get us anywhere at this point. Same with that, really. Alright, we'll play West. We'll just get rid of our bonus tiles at this stage. So, Kairo's potentially on for a monster here, depending on how lucky he gets with Rodura. Green Dragon is still alive, so we can't really play it. Yeah, we've got to, unfortunately, just stay out of this one. I hope there's 1,000 points on the table for next turn. We do have 2 of new Dora, which is something. There are only 2 from Tempai at this point as well. Is 9 down safe? Do we know? We don't. 9 so is safe, unfortunately. Sorry, 9 man is safe, but...
Home.
Okay, so likely Tenpai over there.
Kang.
Additional Kandora, and my draw is skipped again. Let's see if we can get something better out of this. Double South would be useful. Didn't get it. Did get a double Dora, but... So Aegon has run away. East not useful. 1 dot not helping me right now. And I might as well keep the Hatsu at this stage. Aegon has given up. Well, I'll let him know if he has any points left at the end of this, but he probably won't. I might not have any points either, but that's a separate issue right now. Alright, no worries, sir. Catch you later. So this is a problem for me in a few ways here, because with one player definitely out and him not having a lot of points to begin with, I've got to be really careful about busting him out when we come to my last dealer turn. I'm still hoping for dealer rampage, of course, but it's looking less and less likely that that's a viable strategy right now. So drawing a 4 would be useful. 8's helpful. I already have a pair, so I can afford to do that. I see one of these sequences to finish up, really. Yeah, I might just have to start calling and just hit the Tenpai here. Open Khan with things will hold off. But I need to get the Tenpai now. I need to start earning some points. I suppose there's a 567 Sandwich Queue that's potentially there. Open Sandwich Queue with Tanya, which is now no longer a thing.
Chi.
There's probably not going to be another game after this, don't worry.
Kang.
That's a good card draw. Well, can't deal anyway. And unfortunately, this is not going to be a hand that gets anywhere. This is a bluff. I mean, a bluff that's kind of actioned, but, you know, it's a bluff. But nobody has to know it was a bluff. Nobody has to know. It's in Tenpai for that 6 all this time. It was totally in Tenpai for that 6. Okay, so dealer rampage time for the win. So one Dora. Reasonable is starting hand. White Dragon's already disappearing, unfortunately, but let's come back. So White Dragon, whatever I get. Don't win off Aegon. White Dragon half flush would be fine. Get rid of the closed weight. The remaining tiles are far more useful, so... And I can always potentially draw a pair of 7s. Toy Dragon. Okay, nice. So now we definitely want that coal. Even one of these would be fine. In fact, if I drew another one of these, that gives me Sananko as well, which would be the ideal. I think it's one of each anyway, so we're going to go with that. Hatsu, not helpful, and somebody wants it. Yeah. I need to be in Tempai, otherwise I do effectively lose this game. Last draw for Tempai to stay in the game. Or he can drop a 1. So I'm dropping a 1 dot right now. Even a 4 dot would be fine. Kara can drop practically anything that'd be useful to me. I'm not hit Tempai. Darn it. Alright, 1 away for the rest of it. And I'm going to call that stream there as well. So Kara picks up another win. And yeah, I am kind of exhausted, so I am going to call that stream here. I might do some more Mahjong streaming tomorrow. It's most likely going to be one of the PS2 games that I've had stored for quite a while. So we'll see. If that happens, it'll happen around 11 o'clock. Good games. Nah, there probably isn't. Unfortunately, I'm a bit too tired. Also, I have to recover from Aegon's shenanigans, shall we say. And for reference, because I know you had the audio chat, I wasn't actually angry. I was just exasperated by the fact he discarded 5 Sosu tiles on the bounce with you calling 4 of them. So that was the main thing. He did undo the first game. I was aware of that at least. But anyway, I'll enjoy being on 0 when I eventually update the tables, which, to be fair, has needed to be done for quite some time, probably a month or 2. So anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. I will catch you next week definitely, and see you then. Until then.